Hey folks, it's Andrew from Gemba Red, and today we're going to do round 3 of LED heat lamp therapy, and today we've got a 630 nanometer wavelength light set up. Yesterday was a 660 and the day before that was 850, and so we're checking the thermal effects from all these different lamps. When you have high enough intensity, then it causes a heating effect, a thermal effect, and it creates a new type of therapy that we call LED heat lamp therapy. Now it looks like you can't really tell from the contrast of the camera here, but we'll take a quick intensity measurement and check the wavelengths just so you can verify. And we see the peak is around 638, so that's pretty good. It's warmed up a little bit. The intensity when I stood it up here, it is up around 95. We'll see what the Thorlabs power meter says. But yeah, that's a pretty hot, high temperature 630 nanometer light. Okay, we'll check it with the Thorlabs. We'll put the sensor right in here, and that'll represent better the height. It's a little bit shorter than the Hopo color, so that way it'll represent the height my arm's gonna actually be at. And then we'll check the actual milliwatts here on the Thorlabs meter. So it's showing about 207, so we do 207 divided by 3.8. It's about 54 milliwatts per centimeter squared, so very similar to the other 2 days. But you'll notice if you've been following along, we're just going to do this 54, 55 range. We're not going to do the closer one higher than 100, because we already know that red in around the 660, this one's maybe a little closer to 640. Red is actually higher heating, so I don't need to subject myself to the higher heating setup. We'll just do around the 55 point here, the 54 milliwatts per centimeter squared, and we'll check the heating that I feel, and check the temperature as we go along. Okay, let's check my starting temperature. So yeah, it's 35.9, so it's a good starting temperature. Okay, we're close to 1 minute. It's feeling nice and warm. So we got a small increase of up to 36.3, so 0.4 of an increase so far. Okay, let's check around 2 minutes here. 37.1. Okay, just past 3 minutes. And we're already beeping. Up around 38.7, so there was a big jump between 2 and 3 minutes, up to 38.7 here. Okay, let's check around 4 minutes. 39, 37.9, 39.9. So yeah, the high part of my arm is 39.9, so almost 40 in just 4 minutes. So definitely, the shorter the red wavelengths, the 630 is typically the hottest wavelength that you use in red light therapy because of melanin and blood absorption, the hemoglobin absorption. So that's actually hotter. It's hotter than 660. It's hotter than near infrared. That's 630. This is technically closer to 640, but that's going to be the hottest wavelength that we use for red light therapy, not near infrared. So getting close to 5 minutes almost. Still reading 39.4. It was 40 on my upper arm. So 40.4 here. Okay, let's check 6 minutes. 40.6. 41.1. So yeah, we're getting up there in just 6 minutes, and again, this is red light at 54 milliwatts per centimeter squared. So that's a heating intensity. So again, it doesn't matter, what wavelength you have. If you have too much intensity, you're going to cause heat. Okay, let's check 7 minutes. 40.4, 41.3, 41.3. So not too bad, 41.4. So definitely this is a heating lamp, especially if you use it for over 7 minutes. So definitely a heat therapy. Okay, let's take the last measurement at 8 minutes. 41.3, 41.6, 41.6. So again, that should be, you know, a pretty big shock to a lot of people. That red light, even at 54 milliwatts per centimeter squared, is causing a, you know, a pretty dramatic heat effect. It's a heat therapy. So you got to be very careful with high intensity panels that are way over 50, way over 100. They're claiming 150 or 200. If that's real, you're going to be scorching. So, you know, hopefully, you know, you can use this as a guideline. Pick up a cheap little temperature, you know, thermometer if you can. Make sure you use high intensity products safely, you know, even though you should be trying to use them non-thermally, as what is the definition of photobiomodulation and LLLT. All those studies are safe and effective because they design their devices to be non-thermal. That's the definition. That's the goal of what we were originally trying to do. But, you know, a lot of times companies, they want to have something special that's outside of what the science has established, just for marketing. So keep that in mind, and, you know, just do things smart and safely, and you know, listen to your body, and try to measure and quantify things as much as possible. Okay, thanks for tuning in.